Love from Mars by J.P. Cawood, narrated by Bella Black, copyright owned by Haramation. Chapter 1. The Martian Six. You're witnessing history in the making, folks. In just a few minutes, the Martian Six will be revealed for all the world to see. A well-dressed reporter spoke into the lens of a large news camera. Journalists from every outlet swarmed onto the lawn of the Man on Mars headquarters. Security guards lined the perimeter of the impressive industrial building, checking credentials as only the elite filed inside. Emma raced her rundown sedan into the jammed parking lot past a lot full sign. "Come on," she mumbled to herself as she scoured the area for a space to leave her car. Emma checked the clock for the millionth time, praying the numbers would somehow stop ticking away. She sped past a fire hydrant red zone and slammed on the brakes, causing her worn-out work bag to fall off the front seat. A blue credential badge flew out and onto the floor. She cranked the car in reverse and dipped into the illegal space. Emma grabbed her bag and booked it toward the front door without noticing the fallen credentials. She pretended not to hear the meter maid calling after her. "Excuse me, you can't park there." Emma's petite heels pounded the pavement as she weaved past clusters of people loitering around the media event. She pushed her way to the front, taking a breath only when she reached the door. "Badge?" a security guard asked. She nodded and reached into her bag. The knot in her stomach rose to her throat as she desperately searched for the blue lanyard she received only a half hour before. "No badge, no entry." "I have one, I swear," she promised, without taking her eyes from the contents of her tired work bag, which was falling apart at the seams. "Step aside, ma'am. I've got to get everyone in. They're starting in 5 minutes." "Please, Step aside." The security guard waved on the next person in line. Accredited journalists pushed past, forcing Emma toward the back of the line. Tears welled from her brown eyes. Sweat dripped down her forehead as she took in the surrounding chaos. Security pushed back an increasing number of people that came to see the show. Some wore alien costumes, others held signs to get the media's attention. A lucky few gave commentary to the countless news cameras spread across the lawn. Another security guard pushed Emma closer to the fray. "Think quick, 5 minutes. There's still time." Emma ran past the throng of people, out onto the sidewalk, and toward the rear of the steel building. In the very back, a tall metal fence blocked an unguarded entrance. She took a deep breath and scaled the fence with her heeled feet. Emma struggled to pull herself up and over, but with true grit, she swung over the fence and climbed down the other side. She skipped over to the large steel door that stood between her and the story. It was locked. "Damn it!" Frustration choked Emma from the inside as she paced in front of the barrier to entry. Her desperation increased with each step she took. "Can I help you?" Emma looked up, startled. A man in his mid-20s, around her age, peered out from around a nearby dumpster. Emma was relieved he wasn't wearing a security uniform. "Can you let me in?" she asked. He examined her for a beat and then said, "Sure." Emma exhaled in immense relief. "What's the magic password?" he asked with a smile. "Look, I don't have time for this. I'm from the Sentinel. I have a badge, but it's gone. I'm usually super organized, but my boss gave me this assignment at the last minute because the senior reporter called in sick. It's a huge opportunity for me, my first big gig as a field reporter. Will you please just let me in?" Distress oozed out of Emma's forced smile. The man smiled genuinely in response and pulled out an ID card, which he scanned. The thick door clicked open. "Anyone willing to scale a fence in those shoes deserves to be let in." He ushered Emma inside. "You work here?" Emma asked, as she followed him down a sterile corridor with flickering fluorescent lights. "You said you're here for the press conference. Didn't you watch the selection show?" he asked without answering her question. "If I knew I was getting this gig, I would have, but I hate reality TV. After seeing the fight-filled commercials meant to drive ratings, I boycotted the show. It amazes me that a legitimate mission to Mars would pick their people by putting them in a house together to film them 24/7. "I agree, but at least there were skill tests involved," he said. "Ha! Ratings and telephone voting picked the Martian Six. Skill and intelligence had nothing to do with it." "It was the highest-rated competition show of the century. the man said as
Sample complete. Ready to continue?